Alright, we've been waiting almost a full year for this, so welcome back to March Madness 2021. We just went over the Best Girl category, which is in its inaugural season, but now that we presented the ladies first, we are moving on to the gentlemen. This is the second year of the Best Boy category, technically, but yes. A bracket initially meant to determine the best boy has expanded in categories, but this is the main inaugural category that started it all, the best boy category. And get ready, because I am going to post the link to the votes in the description right now. So I just finished the best girl video, kind of a quick little kind of hodgepodge video where I just said the votes are open now and just pop the link in the description. I'll be posting more about this on my Twitter and the Discord for March Madness, which is my Discord, but there's a channel for it, or category. But anyway, the best boy poll begins now. This is the... Uh-oh, a McDonald's commercial has appeared. I apologize for that. I'm trying not to get commercials to pop up here because I get paranoid that they're gonna somehow take my video down. But... going back to, votes are being revealed. No, you cannot see the results. This is illegal. You are not allowed to see the voting results. Nah, I kid, but you'll be able to see them in 3 days, actually. On Wednesday afternoon, around the same time, I will reveal the best girl first round match results. I'll be revealing the first 4 results, which I did not explain clearly. The first 4, like the real March Madness bracket, there are 4 inaugural matches, kind of for the lowest 8 teams. They have a weird way of doing it, but I'm not going to explain it because headache. But basically, your lowest 8 contenders fight for the final 4 spots in the bracket for like the round of 64 onward. So basically these are kind of, I guess you could call them wild card or play-in matches if you're more familiar with sports terminology. But yes, these matchups are basically to get into the bracket itself, or well, to claim those last spots and to kind of get those fringe candidates some highlights, just to show them off and to say, hey, these are the people that didn't really get the same amount of love, but they still are getting a good amount of love, just to show them off without getting them lost in the clutter of the round of 64. And as you can see here, I kinda did some descriptions. Cetus did a description for Gil, so shout out to Cetus for hooking us up with a Cetus, well, not a Cetus, with a Gil description, as I did Darius's, which is unfortunately much shorter, because it's been ages since I played at EA. But I've been trying to do descriptions for some of these characters, but I do not have any, I do not have enough for all of them, so some of them may be missing descriptions, and unfortunately, some of these candidates, it's like, a lot of people vote on them, and somehow all 7 of us jury committee people just did not know them well enough. It's crazy. I thought we were gonna check our boxes off with them, but we at least have an archive for them, just so in case new people come on and have more familiarity with these candidates to fill us in on them. And I think I'm gonna maybe do a little thing where people can suggest candidate descriptors. I might either do that as a separate poll or do it via Twitter, but nonetheless, it's going to be quite a good start to the bracket, having a first 4 matchups so we don't get overwhelmed with 16 plus matches as our first beginning. This kind of is our little warm-up to the matches themselves. So as we can see here, I have the best girl category that opened exactly at noon, but the best boy category I opened at noon but did not really share the actual poll until now. Good job, Dirk. I'm amazing at this. So, y'all, this is just gonna be quite exciting to see how our first boys get our first love here. Because, like I said, the results will be revealed on Wednesday afternoon and determine how we finish out our bracket for the actual first round. This is technically a wild card, a round 0 for the matches. This is kind of the second chance, per se, for these candidates to make it. Like, our last 4 that would have made it are facing off the last 4 that wouldn't have made it. So all the more suspense. And like I said in my previous video, y'all don't have to vote for every single candidate on here. Like, you don't have to fill out all 4 matches. Like, if you only know 1 or 2 or whatever, you only have to fill out those. Because it's not required. I didn't make every single question required. That would be very tough to make everybody choose every single matchup, and it would take forever for some of our bigger rounds. But if anybody wants to see our first 4 art, you may have seen the thumbnail, but I'm going to pop it in here to show off our first 4 promo art, which will be on Twitter and in the Discord. The Dirk the Red Panda Discord, which I did not put a link for in my previous video, so panic. I might put that in afterwards. Oh, I'm in the best girl category still. Whoopsies, wrong folder. Here we go, round 0. You guys cannot see it yet. Here it is. This is our thumbnail art for this video, but also the art for the first 4. You can see who is facing off against who, and you'll obviously be able to see it once you open up the poll, but this is to accrue the interest and to show off, like, once our results are presented, to just indicate our winners. So, any thoughts on our first matches? I did not ask this for our previous video, unfortunately, so yeah. Our first thought about it is I was not expecting Darius. I was a bit worried because he was going up and down like that fringe area. So was Gil. So was Mark, I think. Samuel was just kind of in a weird scenario. Like, he was on the fringe of not having to play in this round, like making it into the round of 64 automatically, and hitting this round is between him and Philip from Repeat. So, very interesting scenario where 2 characters from the same novel fight for the last auto bid, I guess you could say. Darius should be higher. Darius was higher, I think, last year. But this year and onwards, it's a public vote completely, so no jury scoring for the seating, so I'm not gonna say it's y'all's fault, but it's up to the public to decide how our candidates are ranked. Interesting feedback on, I think, like, our 8 of them probably won't be able to beat the top 4. Well, honestly, that's the issue of being in the first 4, is that these are our lowest candidates, and so they are going to be going up against the hardest opponents. Maybe by some miracle, one of them will pull something off, but, you know, wishful thinking, I guess. So, Thomas, I forgot to talk about this in the previous video. You mentioned this in the previous video, and don't worry, I got my bases covered for this, but you said, hey Dirk, can the winners of last year and this year be unable to join next year's March Madness? Because we all know Amicus will just win every year. Yes, that is something I have done, and as you'll see in the actual match document, Amicus is nowhere to be seen in our regular bracket. In fact, if you look at the rankings, he's only going to be eligible for the Champions bracket. And that is a thing I'm going to do where I'm not sure how long the Champions title, I guess, will last for an individual character. Like, if they'll be ineligible for the regular bracket for 5 years, 4 years, whatever. But at least for their next year or 2 or so, the winner of a bracket won't be eligible for the following year's this regular bracket. Instead, they'll be in a special Champions bracket, I guess, to kind of have like our Hall of Fame candidates battle off against each other. So this year, it will only be one match, basically Amicus versus the winner of this bracket. but in future years, make it bigger as we get more champions. But yeah, so don't worry, Thomas. Yeah, that would be very unfair if Amicus came back again and just repeated again. Because some of these characters are really on the high rise for being best boy, even in the years after, so. Good catch, I forgot to mention that earlier. But, yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see how our results are turning out so far. We got 16 for our best boy and 20 for our best girl so far, so those votes be coming. And yeah, nothing much else I could say other than vote for your best boys and hopefully they'll move on. I'll probably vote off camera. I was kind of implying that I was going to do it on camera last episode or last in the best girl video, but I'm kind of starting to think that might sway people's method of voting, and I'd feel really terrible if I, you know, got people to vote a certain way because I voted for somebody, because I think that would just be unfair. Like, you know, I know it's my bracket, but at the same time, I don't want it to be just Dirk's choices. So, yeah, Tom is way up there, and that's why you don't see him in the first 4. He is in the regular round of 64, like the remaining 60 candidates are already in the first round. This is just to play in the last 4. So, Tom is like top 15, I think. Something really high like that, if you're really concerned about that. I forgot to post a link for it, but you can... don't look at the emails. Don't look at the emails. You can view. Here we go. Oh, luckily it's been covered by my first 4 thumbnail, but if anybody wants to see the matchups, here is the link. I forgot to post it for best girl in the description because I have had no consistency in my method of madness. This is really March Madness. My parody. My puns be terrible today. But anyway, yeah, if you all want to see the results of the matches and see who's facing off against who, even for the round of 64 and onward, y'all can join here because Tom is somewhere here. Hi, Tom, from Socially Awkward, who is facing off against Asterion from Minotaur Hotel. So, tough matchups. We have some really tough first matchups, in my opinion, where some of them I'm not sure if I would be voting for the underdog or the favor. And some of them are just really interesting matchups. Like, one of them I kind of want to highlight, which will start on Wednesday, I think, for the first half of the first round. I'm going to have to split the round of 64 into 2 days because it's going to be big. But this one's going to be very interesting. The other one next to Tom is the winner of Tom's match will face Senpai or Shuchi from Nakajishi versus Cassius from Adastra/Kimia. Both have polarizing opinions about them, but both have their redeeming qualities. And it's like so hard not to spoil any of it, but if you know why this is such an interesting matchup in terms of just character. But that one is going to be quite an exciting match, in my opinion. Another one that I did not mention earlier as being an interesting matchup was Keisuke from Tennis versus Sissel from Repeat, in that they're both bunnies or rabbits, hares, whatever they are. I am terrible at identifying the rabbit, bunny-esque characters and what their species are. Sorry for being so specious to you, Keisuke and Sissel. But yeah, I'll probably go into more detail about these matchups on Wednesday when I do the results and open up the next round, or the following day. Let me just double check. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing them on Thursday. I'll open up the round of 64. So, results for the first 4 on Wednesday. The next day, I'll be kicking off the actual first round. Part 1. You see, there's a day 1 and a day 2. Because there's 16 matches in each of them, so Lord knows we're gonna be having quite a hectic First round, like the real March Madness. Oh, don't worry, Five Nights at Dragon Ball. I love the name. Five Nights at Dragon Ball. There is Rannoch and Vither. Rannoch is here. Vither is... They're both, I think, in the second day. Vither is somewhere yonder. Rannoch is going to be facing one of those first four winners. Whoever is the second lowest seed of the first four winners will face off against Rannoch. But Vither's facing off against... where the heck is Vither? Ah, there he is. Vither is actually going to be in the tightest match of the first round. Coach Gil from Afterclass versus Vither from Far Beyond the World. Both, I guess you could say, daddy types. But I think this will be an interesting matchup to see how people view these characters. They both have that vibe to them. Yes, Vither is in day one. Thank you, Billy Bob Joe, for helping me with that. So yeah, Vither is 32nd seeded, while Rannoch is 2nd seeded. So, yeah. These are going to be some tough matchups, to say the least. So, if you guys want to keep up with all this stuff, I'm going to post the Discord link as it loads. I'm going to post the Discord link if anybody wants to follow March Madness through the Discord. And as my notifications show that I have 2 video announcements, which are these videos. Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto, my helpful me-seek spot. I'm gonna edit the invite link to be forever. Never expire, and no limit. Generate a new link. Alright, y'all. Get ready for this. You can go into the Discord and join the March Madness hype. We have a basic info section, we have a results section, we have kind of a non-stop debate corner in case you guys want to debate about the best boys and girls. And we also have one more section. I think it's just questions and concerns. Oh, personal opinions. Like, the non-stop debate is more so for, like, factual based, kind of like you actually have story or factual events based on the characters, but the personal opinions are more so just, I feel like this character is better, because sometimes we end up getting into very just personal opinions on the characters, and it becomes less of a debate and more of a, I feel like this character is better. But nonetheless, the last one's questions and concerns, so I have all my bases covered. So I'm gonna be posting the March Madness Discord / my Discord server in the description. Can anybody hear the music? There it is. Very quiet at first. Okay, it's in the description now. Do I have a spoiler warning here? I may need to post like a spoiler warning. Shoot. Where the heck am I gonna post my description? I guess I'm gonna go into my... Okay, spoiler warning. I'm mentioning that there will be spoilers in the non-stop debate. channel, so if anybody has like, oh, but they did this and they did that, like, you know, events that really determine kind of their, you know, I guess overall attitude, I guess, or just their overall character, non-stop debate is a better place to do that than personal opinion, just because personal opinions are just, yeah, kind of more of a personal preference type of situation. Alright. The Discord, Corgi Boy, is right above you. So, it's basically my dorky server, Dirk's dorky server, but there's a March Madness section, which I probably should have done a direct invite through that channel. I don't know. But you'll be able to find the channel somewhere. It's somewhere yonder. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where the heck I'm posting all these polls. Ah, they're everywhere. So at this point, this is kind of more of just a chill stream as I figure out what I am doing with my life and myself as I copy the URL links to the Discord and accidentally hit a button. Yes, good afternoon, Line Wing. I guess I am a fluffy panda because I'm wearing a robe. Very unprepared, very unprofessional, guys. Gals, y'all. Okay, and I'm going to be copying the best boy one. And the matchup polls have been posted in the Discord. I'm going to unpin the rankings one and change it to my first matches. Alright, so now everybody in my Discord can see it. I should probably make a March Madness fan, like, role in case people want to be notified of when the matches start and end. Yes, I was blushing about Alex from Tennis Ace. But, yeah. Lord knows this is just going to be exciting. As of now, we have 24 results in our matchups. I'm not going to preview them yet or really reveal them until the actual results date. I feel like that would be a better way of just kind of keeping up the suspense of it. Yeah, March Madness will be cool. I'll talk to Koro about that because he's a part of our committee and also is my mod, my main OG mod. Shout out to Koro for being so awesome with that. Even trying to do fan art for like March Madness stuff to kind of promote it. Like, Koro's going through all the hoops, man. He's just, he's so awesome. I just, yeah. I can't thank him enough for what he's done. But anyway, I'm going to hide this image. Yeah, so there you can kind of see the first four. I made it reappear. That's the poll that is starting. Just for reminders, the first matchups, as you can see here in the images, are Samuel from Repeat versus Brime Roar from Identity. And then Mark from Afterclass versus Chris from Santa Lucia. Ten Kadori from Mornatsu versus Benson from Password. And last but not least, Gil from ICO versus Darius from Extracurricular Activities. So these are our final, or well, first 4 fighting for a spot in the bracket. So vote if you haven't already, but I think at this point, I will be logging off and just promoting this on Twitter and the Discord. Well, I kind of already did. I just need to put the promo art like this into the Discord just so y'all get a pretty view of how things be looking. But nonetheless, I am just gonna be kind of spending the next hour or so just blasting the art out and just being like, the matches have started. So, anyway, sorry for not having too much in this video. Normally, these videos will have like kind of a results day or an, other stuff before the voting because, transitioning from the previous round to the next round. But this time around, we do not have that fortune because we just started. But this is the start of the second annual March Madness. Things have kicked off, and the results will be in 3 days, so check back in on Wednesday afternoon when I mention our results for the Best Girls round of 32 and the Best Boys first 4. I'll probably do it in that order respectively, like I did today. So, I guess that's all I got for today. Sorry for being so brief and abrupt, but you can follow this in our Discord where we can talk about like your non-stop debating, your personal opinions on all this stuff. And yeah, also check out my Twitter for announcements on the stuff and me shouting out the creators for each of their characters' matchups. So I'll be trying to do like posting these image promo thumbnails, but also tagging the creators just to show off their work and for people who want to follow those characters' creators. This is a tribute to VNs at heart. Do the new polls go up on the same day as the result announcements? Yes, but no. Some of them do, like the round of 64 will have consecutive start and end dates, but I think the round of 64 and the first 4 will be separate days. It really depends on if I have to make thumbnail art or not for it, because I need time to do that. And sometimes you want a day to rest between our rounds, because sometimes it gets very tiring when you have consecutive matches. That's something I learned from last year, where it just felt like some people could get a bit too tired from it, or just, yeah, too many rounds back and forth. Sometimes it just decreases the interest. But, yeah. At most, it will be like a day afterwards, or yeah, probably a day most will be like the longest gap between rounds. But yeah, thank you for asking that. It's interesting to find out, but I'll always mention when the vote will start and end for each of the rounds within the previous video, so don't be worried that I will leave y'all hanging, but yes, get ready for some amazing results on Wednesday, and basically our play-in matches to end on Wednesday. So this is kind of our kickoff to March Madness. We are starting off with 16 matches in total, 12 from Best Girl, 4 from Best Boy, to start out our week, I guess, if you start your week out on Sunday. So yeah, I'm gonna go promote this stuff on the Discord and the Twitter, so that's pretty much all I got to say for now. So once again, apologies for the brief ending, but thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, take care, guys.